Hey guys, my name is Rachel Delk. I can be found at rachelsbooknook.com. That is my shopping link, but also Rachel's Book Nook on Facebook and on YouTube. And today, this month, we're talking about um, learning guides. So August, our spotlight of the month is learning guides, and PaperPie has so many amazing learning guides. Our family homeschools. We use several of these either in addition to or for whatever subject we're working on, whatever skill we're working on. And so let's go ahead and get started with just a few of our really awesome learning guides. This one is the biology of bananas. We have several that are like some sort of like kitchen science, experiments with things that you have in your kitchen, all sorts of things, milk, eggs, salt, all things like that. So this one is really cool. It's got several different experiments you can do, but then every so often you'll have like discover yeast. It has like the history of yeast, how yeast works, what you use yeast for. One of them is like bacteria and mold. So there's a lot of like information. So like this one is discover bacteria and mold, and then experiment cultivating bacteria. So it tells you what you'll need. Every so often you will need something like a petri dish or something like that, but most of it is like things you already have in your kitchen. So that's what I really love about these, is that they make it easy for you to do at home. But there's lots of really cool information that you can learn from these really great science books. This one is also just so good, such a great staple to have in your home right now. So this is the Usborne Start to Cook, and what I love about this is, one, there's just a lot of really great recipes, but with this one, it has like information on food safety. It has like like the best way to cut certain types of fruit. It has vocabulary in it of like, when we say dice, this is what we mean. When we say sauteed, this is what we mean. Because like a lot of like cookbooks, even kid cookbooks, will just have the recipe and say do it. Whereas this has a little bit more of a how-to feel to it. So all sorts of different like recipes, pancakes, pastas, stews, smoothies. This one is chocolate pudding. It has a lot of different options for like how to make it your own, how to like use just what you have instead of having to go and find a whole bunch of different ingredients. The recipes that we've tried are good. They're usually pretty simple, kid-friendly recipes. Every so often there's one that's like Thai style noodles. That is a little bit more adventurous for kiddos, but it's still not crazy difficult to do. It doesn't take like 18 million hours to marinate in the fridge. So that's good. So these are kid friendly. They're fun. Burgers, make your own. Chicken casserole, fried rice. We've got bread and pastry, cookies and cakes. I know there was vegetables and fruit, pasta and potatoes, meat and fish, rice and beans, dairy and eggs. Lots of really great recipes in here that are just really good staples for families with kids. But then also there's like the how-to element as well. So I love having this one in our house. I love looking towards it often. I love just being like, hey kids, you're in charge of dinner tonight, go for it. So really, really cool. A great one just to have in your house. Also, this one is kind of a new favorite. This is Write Your Own Storybook, or Write Your Own Word Book. There's also, I think it's Write, it might be Create, but like write your own comics, write your own script, like a movie script. And so this, I love, as we are working on some creative writing, but also just like really good, writing for my kids. It has all sorts of really great, like this one is like how to make a story. So it goes through, let's make your character. Let's make the good guy and the bad guy. What do they look like? Let's come up with all these words. What is the setting? Get ready to write. What is your story going to be about? Add some magic. So we're working on like here's a first draft, here's a second draft, here's looking at like how you can replace some words. So second draft, third draft, things like that. There's also a lot of space for them to practice. So this one is choosing words, inspiring adjectives. So instead of saying it's a bad movie, you could say appalling, atrocious, dismal, dreadful, terrible. A cave could feel clammy, claustrophobic, dank. It's actually quite cozy. But there's just a whole lot of space for them to practice. There's a lot of like thesaurus type pages where it's like, okay, if you're thinking of this word, here's a whole bunch of words that might either fit a little bit better or be a little bit more creative. Words for said. So writing about clothes. So like it has a lot of different elements to it of like, let's think of your character, let's think of the setting, let's think of the words you're going to be using, let's describe these things, let's talk about feelings. And there's so many different words in here. And then it's like, okay, voyage into space. Tell me a story about space. A spaceship is hurtling towards a distant planet. The crew thinks it's uninhabited, but they're in for a big surprise. Use the words on the next 5 pages to help you write about the astronaut's adventure. You can also use like notebook paper. You could save this book or fill it up and then do it again. School story. So like lots of really fun prompts, but it also equips your kids to like really make it fun, really make it engaging, really kind of stretch them to think of a new way to say something old. All sorts of fun stuff like that. So I love this series. Like I said, this is the word book, so stories, but then also comics, which is really fun to draw, and then create your own scripts. I also love the Wipe Clean series. So we use this probably maybe the most in our homeschool with the little ones, like the 1, 2, 3 ABCs. I use that with my little ones while we're homeschooling my older kids, and I'm like, here, you work on this while we're working on school. But then also the starting cursive, yep, there's a marker. As you can see, we've worked on it. And so my problem with a lot of cursive books that I have seen personally lately is it jumps right in to the letters and stuff like that. This one, it's like, can you make these shapes because this pattern, because this is a lot of what you'll need in order to do it. So as you can see, there's a lot of tracing, but then there's space for them to try it themselves. Towards the end, it's like how to write it talks about having them write a letter in cursive. It's like joining letters. That page is obviously very fun. Can you make your own like store shopping list from in cursive? And like these monsters all have names and they're kind of like fun. I bet my youngest got a hold of that page. But so this one is like at the end, if you can see past the writing. But there's like a story for them to trace and fill in the words to here at the bottom in cursive. So this is, I'm not going to say this is the only thing you'll ever need, because I think you also need to practice on like paper when you're not tracing. But I love that this gives a really great start. There is a lot of tracing in it. So really great start cursive book for your kiddos. There's also this word book where you're like working on spelling, working on vocabulary, things like that. Another great thing about our Wipe Clean series is that when you forget to wipe them off, I just use a baby wipe and it does just fine. And it works with any dry erase marker. So that one's awesome. We also have a lot of really good like outdoor guides. So this is the Bear Grylls Outdoor Adventure or Outdoor Skills Handbook. There's about 6, I think, different ones. There's dangerous animals, dangers and emergencies, hiking adventures, campfire cooking, things like that. So there's almost always some sort of like first aid. Here's like maybe what you should wear for different environments, things like that. Here's some different animals. Here's what you do. You get like a whole bunch of like bug bites. Here's how to protect yourself from mosquitoes. where they might be found. There's just a lot of really good information. I like to recommend this one for kiddos who maybe are very outdoorsy but maybe don't love to read, because this one is a very good skills handbook. You can like look something up, go to that page, learn that thing, and you don't have to read the whole thing all at once. It's not like a narrative that builds on itself. It is very much a resource guide. The pictures are kind of frightening, kind of fun. So yeah, there is a glossary there at the back. And so this one is really good for kiddos who are very adventurous, very outdoorsy. And especially if you as a parent are not, you can be like, here, learn things that I don't know. So this is really fun. And then we also, this one is a really fun series. This is Yoga Animals at the Seashore. There's different animals in different places, but there is a storyline that goes with it. And then it's like, okay, can you do this yoga pose? It's your turn. Can you do it too? And it describes it in how you're supposed to be able to do it. I have used these for like reading with pre-Kers to be like, okay, your turn, get up and do it, you know? So it's really fun to kind of keep them engaged, keep them active. And Crab is having a really hard day. And so that's kind of fun to kind of add maybe that emotional element to it, to kind of be like, hey, if you're getting really frustrated, take a deep breath. That might help. If you're feeling really anxious, moving your body helps. And so that can be a really good skill that you can start teaching kids early on. That will help them like all the way through their life. So lots of different yoga poses. I want to say at the back, maybe not, but there, and then the last one is just that super relaxing, like late night one. These tell you the benefits of each one. It doesn't necessarily tell like the official yoga name, as far as I know, but it talks about like this one, you're balancing like a seagull, you're going to float like a seal, and what each one is supposed to do. So this one is grounding, promotes calm, relaxes and strength, lengthens the spine, and stretches the hips and shoulders. So I love doing this one with little kids. My older kiddos also like doing it. So it's just really fun to like kind of get a stretch break in the middle of a day with a really fun story. So we have so many different learning guides. We have so many nonfiction. We have so many skills books, things like that. So I hope you find something you need or you're looking for. If not, reach out to me and I will help you with a really great recommendation. You guys have a great day.